Good afternoon. Today, as we watch freedom and liberty under attack abroad, I'm here to fulfill my responsibilities under the Constitution to preserve freedom and liberty here in the United States of America. And it's my honor to introduce to the country a daughter of former public school teachers, a proven consensus builder, an accomplished lawyer.
Rips in honor of Judge Jackson.
One of the nation's most prestigious courts. My nominee for the United States Supreme Court is Judge Ketanji Jackson. You know, 4 weeks ago when a member of the court, a friend of mine, we used to work together in the Senate, Justice Stephen Breyer, announced his retirement, I said then, choosing someone to serve on the United States Supreme Court is one of the most serious constitutional responsibility a president has, and I mean it. I promised the process would be rigorous, that I would select a nominee worthy of Justice Breyer's legacy of excellence and decency. Someone extremely qualified, with a brilliant legal mind, with the utmost character and integrity, which are equally as important. And though I would bring this decision, my perspective as a lawyer, former constitutional law professor, chairman of the Judiciary Committee for many, many years, and I'm almost reluctant to say it, someone who's presided over more Supreme Court nominations than almost anyone living today, which makes me 28 years old.
What the fuck?
When I was 32. And who has devoted much of my career to thinking about the Constitution. And
He was channeling his inner George W. Bush there with his little laughter.
Of candidates. I've invited senators of both political parties to offer their ideas and points of view, and I've met with a number of them.
Boy, howdy, does Kavanaugh piss me off.
Because I truly respect not only the consent, I know they give consent, but it says the Constitution says advice and consent. And I sought the advice of Democrats and Republicans. I've consulted with leading legal scholars and lawyers, and I've been fortunate to have the advice of the Vice President Harris, and I mean this sincerely, an exceptional lawyer, a former Attorney General in California, and a former member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. And during this process, we look for someone who, like Justice Breyer, has a pragmatic understanding that the law must work for the American people. Someone who has historical perspective to understand that the Constitution is a resilient charter of liberty. Someone with the wisdom to appreciate that the Constitution protects certain inalienable rights, rights that fall within the most fundamental personal freedoms that our society recognizes. In the end, someone with extraordinary character will bring to the Supreme Court an independent mind.
I wish we could live up to that.
And with a strong moral compass and the courage.
I wish that the Fourth and Fifth Amendments were as important to people on the right as the Second Amendment.
Haven't looked like America. And I believe it's time that we have a court that reflects the full talents and greatness of our nation.
Maybe I need to make merchandise about the Fourth and Fifth Amendment and how important they are.
People to believe that they can one day serve their country at the highest level.
New T-shirt coming to the Freak store.
Pragmatism, historical perspective, wisdom, character in the jurists nominated by Republican presidents as well as Democratic presidents. And today, I'm pleased to introduce to the American people.
It's so easy being a right winger. You just put like "shall not be infringed" on a T-shirt and sell 1,000 of them easy.
Miami Republican endorsed you. I thought that was interesting. Her parents grew up with segregation.
Let the woman speak, old man. Get out of the way.
The true promise of America. Her parents graduated from historic black colleges and became public school teachers. Her mom a principal. Her dad a teacher who later went back to school and became a lawyer representing that very school district, that school board. Judge Jackson describes finding her love for the law from an apartment complex at the University of Miami where her dad was attending law.
I can't imagine the butterfly she's feeling back there.
Table next to her dad's law books.
What a moment.
She grew up to be a star student, elected mayor of her junior high school and president of her high school class, where she was a standout. She was a standout in the speech and debate team. And it was after a debate tournament that took place at Harvard when she was in high school that she believed she could one day be a student there. There were those who told her she shouldn't set her sights too high, but she refused to accept limits others set for her. She did go on to Harvard undergraduate school, where she graduated magna cum laude. She went to attend Harvard Law School.
I'm not looking forward to it, Femboy.
Editor of the prestigious Law Review.
That's when Washington Post brought that up, the vitriol that she is going to face over the next few months.
United States Supreme Court. And she was
I'm not looking forward to the segments that we're going to have to watch on this show every fucking night.
Was none other than Justice Stephen Breyer.
But man, like this moment for her.
Not only did she,
and I said the same thing when we were watching Trump nominate Amy Coney Barrett.
She saw the great rigor through which Justice
to work so hard to get to this
point.
point.
From his willingness to work with colleagues with different viewpoints. Critical qualities, in my view, for any.
The magnitude of this moment for the woman.
Later, she steps
standing there is just off the charts.
Uniquely accomplished and wide-ranging background. She served both in public service as a federal public defender.
You're in incredibly elite
private law practice
company of jurisprudence.
Lawyer and with a prestigious law firm. If confirmed, she will join Justice.
You may be predicting the future.
The United States Supreme Court, who has experience as a trial court judge, a critical qualification in my view, and once again, following the footsteps of her mentor, Justice Breyer, she'd become the only member of the court who previously served as a member of the United States Sentencing Commission. And she brings additional perspective to the court as well. She comes from a family of law enforcement, with her brother and uncles having served as police officers. That's one reason I expect.
I don't blame them to try to use that as deflection from the criticism they're going to get.
I quote, "There's little doubt she has the temperament, the intellect, and the legal experience and family background have earned disappointment." And they went on to say they're confident
she had the bona fides to be able to point to deflect a lot of the criticism the right is going to come at her with.
Fairly and justly. Incredibly, Judge Jackson has already been confirmed by the United States Senate 3 times. First, to serve on the U.S. Sentencing Commission, a bipartisan independent commission I helped design to reduce the unwarranted.
See, that goes a long way because she's not going to flinch
transparency and fairness.
A 4th time in front of the Senate
on the commission,
even though it is for the highest court.
Working with Democrats and Republicans to find common ground.
She's going to handle herself well in the confirmation hearings.
She was concerned.
Let her talk, Joe Biden.
Senate with bipartisan support on the federal district court to administer justice with the special rigors and fairness that come with
you bore me.
And third, she was confirmed with bipartisan Senate vote to serve on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, considered the second most powerful court behind the Supreme Court itself. In the court, she once argued cases before as a distinguished advocate. And when Judge Jackson was nominated,
yeah, you're right, RB.
One of his distinguished retired members, Judge Thomas Griffith, a former
it's something I would never even be able to comprehend.
And a George Bush appointee to the court said,
well, even just being a man, I can comprehend the vitriol women get. I can't imagine what it would be like to be a woman and a person of color.
Her careful approach as a trial court judge. Judge Jackson's service on the District Circuit Court for the D.C. Circuit Court.
Because, like, I see Sparkle's inbox she sends me of
3 of her
the way dudes talk to her.
Court justices also served as the D.C. Circuit judges, where Judge Jackson's now served.
Joe Biden, shut up!
Always carefully reasoned, tethered to precedent, and demonstrate respect for how the law impacts everyday people. It doesn't mean she puts her thumb on the scale of justice one way or the other, but she understands the broader.
To recap, Ketanji Brown Jackson, fantastic pick, the best we could have hoped for from a Biden administration.
American people.
We should all be very thankful for Joe Biden.
Looks people in the eye, lawyers, defendants, victims, and families. And she strives.
He may have been ineffectual in a lot of ways.
What the law is and what it means.
But this is a good pick for Supreme
she strives
Court.
To be fair, to get it right, to do justice. That's something all of us should remember. And it's something I've thought about throughout this process. As a matter of fact, I thought about it walking over here with her. One floor below, we have several displays celebrating Black History Month.
We don't need you talking about Black History Month, Joe Biden. Shut the fuck.
Signed by Justice Thurgood Marshall himself.
Let the woman that's making history speak.
Once again administered to a distinguished American who will help write the next chapter in the history of the journey of America. A journey that Judge Jackson will take with her family. I hope I don't embarrass him, but her husband, Patrick.
So we're probably 2-3 weeks out from confirmation hearings.
There you go. They met when they were...
Durbin said April 3rd, didn't he? Or April 6th.
Distinguished cancer surgeon at Georgetown. And like so many women in this country, Judge Jackson...
Before Biden walked out.
She had her eldest child, Talia, when she was a private lawyer in practice. She had her second child, Layla, when she served as on the U.S. Sentencing Commission. Stand up, Layla. I asked Layla when I showed her through the office whether she'd like to be president. She's like, no. There's other things. Anyway, Layla, you're welcome to be here. Thank you so much.
I'd take Layla over you, Joe. We need new blood. Old, crusty white men need to step down, step away. Go home, enjoy retirement. Shine your bald spot, sir.
And I've always had a deep respect for
I can recommend
branch of the government. I mean it.
A wax to use that I use on mine.
Or the Congress. It's co-equal. So today, I'm pleased to nominate Judge Jackson, who will bring extraordinary qualifications, deep experience and intellect, and a rigorous judicial record to the court. Judge Jackson deserves to be confirmed as the next Justice of the Supreme Court. I've met with the chairman and ranking members of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Senator Dick Durbin, Senator Chuck Grassley, and my hope is that they will move promptly, and I know they'll move fairly. Judge Jackson...
Grassley's your only hope, sir.
The podium is yours. Let me pull this...
Grassley going to vote to advance her.
There you go.
Grassley's your friend, right, Joe Biden? That was your thing. That was your selling point.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
What up, Judge Jackson?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I am truly humbled by the extraordinary honor of this nomination, and I am especially grateful for the care that you have taken in discharging your constitutional duty in service of our democracy with all that is going on in the world today. I also offer my sincerest thanks to you as well, Madam Vice President, for your invaluable role in this nomination process. I must begin these very brief remarks by thanking God for delivering me to this point in my professional journey. My life has been blessed beyond measure, and I do know that one can only come this far by faith. Among my many blessings, and indeed the very first, is the fact that I was born in this great country. The United States of America is the greatest beacon of hope and democracy the world has ever known. I was also blessed from my early days to have had a supportive and loving family. My mother and father, who have been married for 54 years, are at their home in Florida right now, and I know that they could not be more proud. It was my father who started me on this path when I was a child, as the president mentioned. My father made the fateful decision to transition from his job as a public high school history teacher and go to law school. Some of my earliest memories are of him sitting at the kitchen table, reading his law books. I watched him study, and he became my first professional role model. My mother, who was also a public high school teacher, provided invaluable support in those early days, working full-time to enable my father's career transition while also guiding and inspiring 4-year-old me. My only sibling, my brother Ketanji, came along half a decade later, and I'm so proud of all that he's accomplished. After graduating from Howard University, he became a police officer and a detective on some of the toughest streets in the inner city of Baltimore. After that, he enlisted in the Army, serving 2 tours of duty in the Middle East. I believe that he was following the example set by my uncles who are in law enforcement. You may have read that I have one uncle who got caught up in the drug trade and received a life sentence. That is true. But law enforcement also runs in my family. In addition to my brother, I had 2 uncles who served decades as police officers, one of whom became the police chief in my hometown of Miami, Florida. I am standing here today by the grace of God as testament to the love and support that I've received from my family. I have also been blessed with many dear friends, colleagues, mentors, law clerks. I could not possibly name all of the people to whom I owe great thanks. But I must mention specifically the 3 brilliant jurists for whom I had the privilege of serving as a law clerk at the outset of my legal career. U.S. District Judge Patty Saris in Massachusetts, U.S. Court of Appeals Judge Bruce Selya in Rhode Island, and last but certainly not least, Associate Justice Stephen Breyer of the Supreme Court of the United States. Justice Breyer, in particular, not only gave me the greatest job that any young lawyer could ever hope to have, but he also exemplified every day, in every way, that a Supreme Court justice can perform at the highest level of skill and integrity while also being guided by civility, grace, pragmatism, and generosity of spirit. Justice Breyer, the members of the Senate will decide if I fill your seat, but please know that I could never fill your shoes. To my dear family, those who are here with me now and those who are watching from home, I am forever indebted to you for your love and support. To my beloved husband, Patrick, thank you for being my rock.
Why is there a portrait of Bill Clinton right there?
26 years. I love you. To my daughters, Talia and Layla, you are the light of my
I don't
life.
like it.
Please know that whatever title I may hold or whatever job I may have, I will still be your mom. That will never change. There are so many other people I would love to be able to address and to thank, but time is short, so let me end by sharing an interesting coincidence that has actually meant a great deal to me over the years. As it happens, I share a birthday with the first Black woman ever to be appointed as a federal judge, the Honorable Constance Baker Motley. We were born exactly 49 years to the day apart. Today, I proudly stand on Judge Motley's shoulders, sharing not only her birthday, but also her steadfast and courageous commitment to equal justice under law. Judge Motley's life and career has been a true inspiration to me as I have pursued this professional.
I'm pretty sure that was Bill Clinton.
I'm fortunate enough to be confirmed.
It weirded me out.
Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. I can only hope that my life and career, my love of this country and the Constitution, and my commitment to upholding the rule of law and the sacred principles upon which this great nation was founded will inspire future generations of Americans. Thank you again, Mr. President, for this extraordinary honor.
I forgot to introduce the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, and the second gentleman.
Nobody gives a shit about Joe Biden.
Second, Doug is Emhoff. They're both here as well, so thank you. Thank you all.
Oh, you big goof.
President Biden.
How are you gonna upstage her like that? Oh, I forgot to talk about Jill.
Ketanji Brown Jackson, a historic nomination as the first black woman nominated to serve.
God! What? Why? Why Joe Biden? Don't make me relitigate the 2020 fucking primary again. Why Joe Biden? Why fucking Joe Biden? RB, you're not gonna like it, but it was the fucking baby boomers in the Democratic Party. They were scared of Bernie. All the young people were on the Bernie train. If we'd had just a fraction more of the support from the baby boomers. But no, they were raised on Red Scare propaganda.